And welcome to the Please Subscribe show. I'm Cole Spivey, her husband.
I'm Linda Spivey, his wife.
And we are happily married. And we will be dropping food at your doorstep. So come along with us. It'd be great. All right, we're dealing with 171366, about 49 degrees Fahrenheit. Today is March 4, 2023. There is Linda. And I'm Cole. And welcome to the Please Subscribe show once again. We'll be hitting the ramp. And soon, as the day goes on, we'll be dropping the food at your doorstep. Look at the moon right there. See that? We're looking at the highway over here. As you know, I put the werewolf film on hold, and I'm currently working on a screenplay known as Escape from Maine. Linda is applying makeup to her skin to look glorious, as she always does. My beloved, my wife, the love of my life. And we're on our way. So I hope you'll have a great day. Next scene will probably be either us just sitting here driving, and it'll be daytime, and we'll be dropping the food off at your doorstep. Just made it up. Yeah, it's almost full. It's pretty weird. I've never seen that. Gibbous, almost full moon. The moon has 8 cycles. It's 8 cycles. It's a Wani cycle on both sides. Wani and waxing Wani. There's Gibbous, which is on both sides, waxing and Wani, which makes 4. Then you got the half, which is 5. And crescents, I guess. 7, right? And then you have the full, I guess the new moon. Crescent, Gibbous is 4. Gibbous, crescent. Full of the 6. 2, crescent.
I don't know. I didn't see
Full of the news. I guess the 2 quarters out behind it. Well, the 2 halves.
the 2 halves.
And then the full of the moon. Yeah. So you've got
8 or 9? No, I felt like I'm sitting.
you've got crescent and the crescent. So the Wani and the waxing crescent. You got the Wani and the waxing Gibbous. That makes 4. You got, I guess, the 2 halves, 5 and 6. Then you got the full and the new. 7 and 8. So we figured it out. There's 8 stages of the moon. There's a Wani and a waxing on each stage, on some of the stages, because it's constantly Wani and waxing. So there's Wani and waxing crescents, which makes 2. There's Wani and waxing Gibbous, where it's almost full, and that makes 2. So that's 4. Then you have the halves, and that's 5 and 6. Then you have the new moon, and then you have the full moon. Right, sweetie?
Yes.
And that makes the 8 phases of the moon. I've had one before. It's just a little corn dog. It's a wrap with a hot dog in it. It's kind of like a burrito. Not too bad. Well, we're gonna get some gold glitter candles at Party City and bring it to Altitude Trampoline Park. person at the door says, welcome to the party, I'd do it like, welcome to the party, pal. All right, headed to the trampoline park to drop off the golden sparkly candles. Oh, wow. So this is called Credo?
Yeah.
It's cashew?
Yeah. Dairy-free, gluten-free, soy-free, oil-free.
Oh, it's gluten-free.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I used to do gluten-free. A lot of gluten-free stuff. This is great. Can I try it? Can I try the
cool.
Credo?
You can try both.
Okay.
With pleasure.
Where are you from?
London.
You're kidding me, really?
Right, yeah.
I have a friend that lives in London.
Where?
I don't know exactly where in London. She's an actress.
Oh.
Her and her husband live there, and their child.
I loved it there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. Let's see here.
Eat it hot or cold. It won the award for the best vegan queso in Texas. 0 saturated fat.
0. And is this different? The creamy?
Yeah. That's my favourite. I make my enchiladas with it.
So you're from London?
Yeah.
I like the way you say favorite. I'm an actor, so I played a lot of characters from London or England. I played John Newton, the writer of Amazing Grace.
Oh.
He lived in London. Yeah.
It's really, I think actors are amazing. I couldn't do it.
Well, they're a rare breed that's been going on for a very long time. But I wake up all the time and I'll talk to my cat. Hello, cat. How are you doing? It comes out naturally because I have English ties. My last name is Spivey, which I think they call it Spivey. The American version is Spivey.
Oh.
So they say Spivey.
How do you spell it?
Spivey. It's like Spivey.
I would say Spivey.
Spivey, yeah, because it comes from Spiffy.
Wow.
But in America they say Spivey.
I get Australian more than English. I don't know why.
You mean?
People come to me and say,
And think you're Australian. Yeah. No, I didn't think that at all.
No,
I was thinking England.
Now.
From London, yeah. Manchester, they're sing-songy.
Yeah.
Amazing. They just go all over the place when they talk. I love that. Manchester. You know, the Smiths and Morrissey, they're all from Manchester, and all the bands, they're all sing-songy. You know, it goes right into their music. Yeah, it's really good. What's your name?
Sharon.
Sharon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I would love to go to London. I went to Paris.
Oh. I love Paris. I don't like the Parisian French people. They're not very friendly.
You know, I like the fact that they're that way.
I went to like Disney there and it had none of the magic. It wasn't nice.
You know, I don't know. I think England, they're personable. They like to be at the pub eating fish and chips, you know, and they're like a little bit like Americans.
Kind of in London, they're a bit different. Like my husband, we went on the tube, on the train, and he goes to speak to me. Oh, don't speak to anyone, don't speak to anyone. You just like look down, have a book, or you don't make eye contact, and he couldn't get it. And then we're out and he's talking to people. He said, why did you give me a look? And I said, because you don't speak to anyone in a bar unless you're interested in them. We're not friendly here. It's like when I came here and people waved to me, I'm going, why'd they wave at me? I don't know them.
You know, it's funny. When I was in Paris, you got another person, but when I was in Paris, I went during the time when Ed Wood came out. I don't know if you remember Ed Wood, the movie.
Yeah, well, Johnny Depp.
Yeah. So Johnny, I think Johnny was like in the process of maybe moving there or something. I didn't know. I was just hanging out. I was actually doing theater here, and we just decided to go to Paris on like a vacation. And so I'd landed there. The first thing I did was immediately go out and buy a pack of cigarettes, because everybody there was smoking. I felt left out, so I would immediately, and I smoked a little bit, but not a lot. And I'm walking around Paris with Marlboro cigarettes, And this lady, I was at an ATM, and it comes up, excuse me, like, F out of the way, They don't really speak English, it's all French.
They do speak English, but they won't.
Not all of them, like most people
do, and they won't.
They won't. They do, but they won't.
They won't in France. They do it in England, but in France, you're in their country, they won't. They make out they
because they don't like them.
They don't like the English,
right?
For sure.
I guess she could tell that I was. She said, excuse me. And I was like, I just moved out of the way, but I kind of like their bossiness a little bit, because they know what they want. They're quick.
Yeah.
And they get what they want, and then they go. It seemed like that's what the town was like, to me. England, I don't know. I haven't been there.
No, it's very different to what you said.
I would love.
It's filthy now.
It's filthy. I'm a big Gary Oldman fan. I like Gary Oldman. I like. He kind of represents that style of England. But yeah, I've heard some weird things about Parliament. Parliament's changed. It's become too, I hate to say cultural. That they're losing some of their power or something.
People are English people are very upset.
Upset? What's going on?
Because they've let so many immigrants in.
The immigration, right.
I mean, the area I was in, I don't mind people coming from Bangladesh, but they take over an area and they wreck it.
What's interesting that you talk about that, the multicultural aspect of England. Shakespeare was talking about that in all his stuff.
I don't mind multicultural, but
don't try to control.
And then, like the school I went to, they couldn't have Christmas because it upset the Muslims. You have to call it
right. That's what I heard.
And I'm thinking, like,
excuse me.
You come to England. I'm Jewish, so I just didn't go to assembly where they sang hymns in the morning. But we didn't want anything changed for us. But it's got to the stage where street signs I can't read because they're in a different language, and
I've heard.
And it's very
what I've heard of.
That's
what I heard about England is that there's an influence of Muslim culture, But I think it's probably secretly kind of been there. It's just now it's settling in the government.
It's like they come in, like next door. We had a 3-bedroom house. Next door, there was 10 of them living in there, and I don't know how. And they all come together and they buy more and more houses. If I went to India
and did the same, right?
English people aren't
it's dangerous.
To buy a house.
It's dangerous a little bit.
But they all come here and they bought these amazing places in India with servants and everything, and they just come use the schools for education, use all the benefits, and go back.
Well, England seems to me, has always had kind of a family-oriented royalty kind of aspect to the country, and that's just part of the culture. We're not asking the Queen to leave or the King to leave because they were there when it was founded and everything goes back. And also, the Church of England and all that stuff is so ancient. I would love to go to England.
Amazing.
I'm sure it is amazing.
When I've been here for a while, I drive past Buckingham Palace and I'm like, wow, or Parliament, and it's like, when you're there, you don't notice it. It's just part of driving. You just see these amazing buildings. St. Paul's. It
so old.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
It's
but
ancient.
Then when you come back, it's like, you look at it through fresh eyes and it is beautiful.
There was a vlogger that was from Germany, and she did a lot of England stuff. Her name was Tiny Planet. She changed her name and then she quit vlogging. She did it for maybe 4 or 5 years with her video camera, and she lived in a van with her dog. She went all through England, and she covered a lot of what you're talking about, the old buildings and things.
Would you like to try our vegan cashew queso or creamy jalapeno dips?
I'll talk to you. I'm going to show you something in a minute, okay?
Lovely.
So Sharon is from England, She's actually from London, and I love her accent. She's like, favorite, the way she says favorite. But certain words, I was trying to listen to certain words that distinguish from other parts of England. She's from London, and she came here 15 years ago to Texas because she met her husband on MySpace, out of all places. And she seems to like Texas. It's very, very funny. Beautiful London accent, though. I haven't heard it that clear. Because I listen to a lot of tapes. Never been to England. I've been to Paris, and she was talking about the French. You know, how the English talk about the French. It's very funny. But she's been here like 15 years ago. And I told her about one of the theaters I worked at and everything like that, because, you know, she probably knows about the Globe, the old Shakespeare joint. I told her I was a Gary Oldman fan. It's a good way to get in with the Englanders, especially London. All right, well, I gotta go pick up some more Einstein bagels. It's very interesting, the way she says, favorite. Oh, that's my favorite. It's interesting to listen to. Of the interview with Sharon is how she said, creamy jalapeno. The creamy jalapeno. Would you like to try some of the creamy jalapeno? Very funny. It's funny because there's maybe a little bit of Texas, just a little bit. She's been here for 15 years. You can hear a little bit of twang in the English, in the English accent. Which the London is more standard. It's central. It's middle of the mouth. It's almost it's standard English accent. Because I've studied it intensely. You speak in the middle of the mouth and the England. And you can hear a little bit of the Texas lazy tongue, as we say. We don't say our R's right, nowhere near. I don't hear it in that aspect. It was some of the twang was in the English accent of Sharon a little bit. But we're horrible. The Texans are horrible with the R. The R is a murdering R sound. It's horrible. Are you going? That's it. The R it like rings wrong. Are you going? Where are you going? You can just hear it. But what I noticed about her accent is she choose certain words to elongate, like the word servant. Things like that. Little code things, you know. It's great. Love it. Love accents. Alright. Bagels coming to your doorstep.